Hey guys, we are back with another fan. I've got Matt here to my left. Well, I'm pointing that way.
Hello.
Um, so
Morning.
then, Matt. Morning. So then, Matt. It has been a very interesting week. I mean, with the Hooton leaving and Cooper coming in and Forest winning. So, how do you feel during Saturday?
Well, it's tick. It's all positive, isn't it? Really, it couldn't be much better. We saw an instant response. It was miraculous, really, wasn't it? Pretty much. And the whole vibes changed. Everything's turned on a sixpence, and everything looks completely different in the sunshine, doesn't it? So hopefully that's we can build on that, because it could equally turn the other way just as quickly, and it'd be nice if a home crowd could see what the lucky people who went to Huddersfield got to see last weekend.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm happy that Stephen Reid got to stay in that coaching role as well.
Yes. Yeah, well, they responded brilliantly to him. He obviously had realised what was wrong, and he put it right. Not so much with the team selection, well, to an extent with the formation, but I think really it was the approach to the game, much more positive. They went out there, the people I know who were there said they knew they were going to win, just the way they were treating the warm-up. So it was before a ball was kicked, the game was virtually won. They felt, just because everything had changed, the sort of clouds had parted and the sun had come out. So it's been a great start post Houghton, and now we want Cooper to pay that on, I guess, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we touched up on about it with it being Millwall. Like, it could be one of them ones that with everything, it's Millwall, we might not be satisfied, but there didn't seem to be that negative thing about it going into this game.
No, I mean, they're not, Millwall and Barnsley, they're not the most sort of attractive, easy sort of start for Cooper. But it's all about us, I think. You've just got to concentrate on what we do best, and, the results will take care of themselves. But I don't mind. This season will get promoted probably unless he wins every game. But every game is winnable. There's very few we really should think this is impossible. So we should just take them the old thing, one game at a time, and else. If we're not going to get in the playoffs, to learn and about the squad and to prepare some of the younger kids and get ready. I'd like to see the likes of Mike and go out on loan if he can, and do what Brennan did and get a lot of games under his belt so he's ready for next season, and let some of the under-23s come through, because I saw them on Monday night, and they're an unbelievable team of players down there, and they're progressing rapidly, and they've got stars all over the pitch. So, they need to make room for those guys for season, for me, and definitely, if not next season, the season after, for sure, and that's the future.
I would like to touch up about the under-23s, because there's quite a lot of positivity coming out of the under-23s. I mean, with some of the results and the performances, I mean, Larson seemed to be that a lot of people are talking about him at the minute, saying that he's going to be some player.
Yeah, all over the place. Larson was one I hadn't really sort of picked up on previously, but he was incredible. Swan as well. The glimpses we've seen him in the first team have been like, he hasn't made an impact at all, barely touched the ball, but he's no fool. And like I say, all over the pitch. Forner's different league. I mean, how he's not playing is beyond me. He's Yaya Toure, whatever you want to call it. He's an incredible player. He was captain on Monday night, and the centre halves, the fullbacks, even the keeper. Even when you win 5-0, he had to make 2 exceptional saves, and he looks a very good player. So yeah, there's a lot of talent, and like Billy Fuster in midfield, he's a guy who's hardly played a game. He looked outstanding. We got a lot of talent in that under 23s. 15, 20 really good players. So it's going to be exciting seeing some of them come through. I just hope that they get their chances.
I mean, with Steve Cooper and I'm keeping the team home.
There's an earthquake. Yeah, there's an earthquake somewhere in the world this year. Maybe it's an aftershock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just me kicking the table for some reason. I'm trying to...
No need to panic. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with Steve Cooper coming in, he has got that track record of winning the players through. So, during the 23s, they've got to be rubbing their hands like, oh, we're going to be getting our chance now.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. We spend so much money on players that never get onto the pitch, it seems to me. I'd rather they just kept all their money in the bank, not even bother. Hopefully all goes well and we're sort of mid-table or whatever come Christmas time. Don't go out and buy anyone crazy at Christmas. Wait and see. And, spend the money where you really need to. If you really need a striker, if you really need a centre-half or whatever it is, spend all your money on someone that's really good or you're going to pick every week. There's no doubt about it. And give the kids a chance because we just got too many numbers and too many options. This week, the temptation is going to be not to change the team. I mean, it's the normal thing, isn't it? Don't change your winning team and... there's things I'd like to change, but myself, but stick with it. Why mess with it? Keep it the same and reward the people for last week because they played brilliantly. So same old. Keep the same team. Hopefully, the same response.
I mean, tactically, last week to say we'll see from these first proper managers game, he got it tactically spot on, which I mean. For a lot of first managers who first game, it's probably get caught out. But with Stephen Reid, the guy completely spot on.
He was brave, wasn't he? He changed things tactically, and he asked the fullbacks and the wingers to burn themselves out as quick as they could. And it seemed like most of them did get burnt out by sort of 60th minute. But it's nice to see. I always felt before we always like saving ourselves for something that never happened, sort of thing. There was never a cavalry charge at the end or anything that they were saving their energy for. I'd rather see them go out, put the afterburners on from the first whistle, and switch the wingers out. Because we've got a large squad. That's what you should be making positive substitutions, and you shouldn't need to change your centre half, especially if you've got three of them. Your midfielders and your centre forward and stuff, but the wings, they're bombing it up and down. Yeah, let them all get cramp and then bring on their understudies.
Yeah, completely. I mean, Spence and Lowe got a lot of positivity from last week, and it will now see our wing backs being wing backs, not fullback, orthodox fullbacks. So, I think Millwall. Go on. Sorry. I was going to say, let's show what they can do for Saturday.
Yeah, because, I mean, truth be told, we've got these guys from rival teams in the same league. They shouldn't be that great, but Lowe's been outstanding all the time. We've only seen Spence a couple of times, and he's been equally good, near enough. So they're overachieving, if you like, but... it kind of shows you there's not much between these players. People get excited when you say such and such, we're going to get this new, but immediately they become world beaters. It's a derby kind of fringe player. How good's he going to be, really? He's not suddenly a brilliant player. But having said that, you can get these guys, you play them properly. There's not that much in it. And I don't feel like a lot of them are better than what we've got, anyway. So all this sort of constant idea that you get someone new and they're going to be better, I don't buy into it. I think personally they're all much of a muchness, and it's how you use them, and you got to get the blend of the team right. And old Reid did it spot on last week. But again, I think it was more to do with the approach. You saw it after the game with Lolly's Instagram post and all that kind of stuff. They went out there and they really enjoyed playing, and they haven't done for the last year. And that you're never going to get a team to perform to their best if they basically don't want to. They're all rather retire, rather go and play for the under-23s.
Yeah, completely agree with that one. Obviously, Millwall give us that bit more of a physical game on Saturday. I mean, with Matt Smith up top. I mean, I know that Gary Rowett, I've been saying, yeah, we're playing a lot more different, but Millwall's there.
Yeah, but I think if he sticks with near enough the same team, it's probably the right thing to counter them, isn't it? You know, Figs is always, people give Figs a hard time, but he's a good, strong, solid, proven defender. I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, give Eli a game. You know, he's better." It's like you haven't seen him kick the ball in this country yet, so it's like it's ridiculous. You know, and you've got a guy there that's played for years, has been outstanding most of the time. And he certainly was last week. He's one of the highlights of last week. I would think the 3-5-2 sort of, whatever you want to call it, formation would be the right thing against Millwall. So I would stick with it myself. We should be able to handle all the long balls they throw into the box and ask some questions in the wide positions.
Definitely. I completely agree with that one. Touch up on about Derby, because that seems to be a good talking point at the minute. It's going to happen to a better team, but I do feel sorry for the people that don't lose the jobs.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm more of the like, you know, I like them suffering. I especially like us beating them, and but I don't really want them to get relegated and out of business and everyone out of work and all that. You know, I'd rather there be a strong, healthy competition, and it means something beating them. You know, I don't. Let's say they survive somehow this year. You know, I don't know how they're going to, if they have 39 points taken off them, but I'd rather they did survive, and you know, we got to play them because it's obviously one of the most interesting fixtures when they come out. It's the first one you look for. So you know, it's mixed feelings, but they deserve what's coming to them, and they've got to take their medicine, I guess.
Yeah, they do need some medicine for that.
Well, they need a good accountant or something, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've pushed their luck for too long, you know, and it's a shame when it happens to any club. Personally, I think all this parachute payments is all wrong anyway. It should be like, if you're going to do anything, it should be a wage cap. And oh dear, you've got a lot of brilliant players you have to pay a lot of money to. Well, sell them then. That's it. If you get relegated, that's what happens, isn't it? So I don't know why there should be 3 teams or 6 teams, depending on, you know, if they stay down or whatever, that have a huge financial advantage over the rest of us. And they have the players and all that stuff. So makes it very hard for anyone that's been in the Championship to get out of it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that one, to be fair. It does give a massive advantage to the teams that come down to someone like your Wickham from last season, who fought really hard to the end, say, and for us, actually, because obviously we've not been up in the top league for quite a few years, so.
Yeah. But, you know, hopefully Cooper, you know, give the kids a chance, rationalise the whole thing, use his time well this year. I mean, for me, that's the main thing. I just want to see him doing stuff that makes sense, you know. So it is going to be interesting if he changes the captaincy, if he drops anyone over time, if he rearranges things, what he does tactically, if he's flexible. I just want him to be doing positive things, though, whatever it is. You know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I want to see him doing things and learning from it. And, you know, you'd like to think he's one of those guys that he is. He's that kind. He's not an old, stubborn old whatever.
Yeah, I completely agree with that one. What's your score prediction for Saturday?
Score prediction? I rarely get them right, but let's say 2-0. You know, I think we can win. You know, there's so many unknowns, but there's a high chance I feel we're going to go with the same team, three centre halves. You know, first thing is keep a clean sheet, but yeah, let's say 2-0. What do you think?
Well, I think we could win 2-3-0. I mean, even last night, a couple of the lads were saying 2-0, 3-0, and they feel quite confident about it. So I'll probably say 2-0, and it'd be nice to see, like, you gone us, if not, you're only grabbing scoring. I mean, grabbing it in a bit of form now, which is we haven't done that in a very long while.
It's easier, isn't it? If you've got people running down the wing, checking the crosses in, you've got a chance, haven't you? How many balls has he had like that in the last year? You know, you can't score them out of thin air, can you? So, you know, it's all about supply. It's all about the whole team working. And, you know, it was spectacular transformation. Yeah, I mean, but the funny thing is, we attacked, we did all the positive stuff, but we still kept a clean sheet. Surprise, surprise. You know what I mean? Where Susan would be fixating on keeping the clean sheet, never score any goals. And we came up top trumps on the bingo, or whatever you want to say. We kept a clean sheet. We scored 2 goals, which has never happened. You know, we could have scored 3 or whatever. So, yeah, maybe 3-0. It's dreamland, isn't it? It's the kind of thing that never happened under Houghton.
Yeah, I mean, they always say your best defense is attack. So,
I mean, even listening to it on the radio, they were saying, oh, you know, the Huddersfield players didn't know what hit them. They're looking to the manager. What do we do now? Sort of thing. They didn't expect that. We're asking questions of them, and that, you know, that's what all sport's about, really, isn't it? It's taking the initiative. And I don't think anyone minds if you come unstuck now and again. But what you don't want to do is feel like you had a chance and you weren't brave enough to take it. And every player, I think, feels more confident. You know, if you got if you're hitting if you feel like you can punch them on the nose, you don't worry about conceding a goal so much, do you? The whole emphasis changes. So, you know, I think it's the most important thing from you know, regardless of the tactics, any of the players, all that stuff, how you approach the game is the most important thing. And, you know, if we learned nothing, last week showed it, didn't it, really? And I hear the players are a lot happier with the training as well, because Houghton was very old-fashioned from what I heard. And, you know, whereas this week has been interesting, exciting, a breath of fresh air. And the other important thing, I think, is the slate's been wiped clean for all the players. You know, there's been 1 or 2 we all know have had their issues and on various subjects, but I think they're all going to be given a fresh chance, and that's no bad thing anyway. Whereas I don't think Houghton was particularly a forgiving kind of person.
Nah, I don't think he was too fair. I mean, I think as well. I don't know if you heard Stephen Reed's press conference last Friday, but he was saying that we probably had 1 or 2 more meetings where I had a lot more this, a lot more that, and it was completely fresh air as well. It was a bit more a bit more forward thinking than probably like Houghton was with.
Well, you've got a large squad of players anyway, haven't you? So only 11 are going to be entirely happy when they're in the team, but you've got to keep everyone engaged, haven't you, one way or another? Even if there's no way they're going to get picked, you still have to make them feel involved and happy. And I don't know. You know, that's the most important thing for a manager, especially when you've got the problem of a large squad. That's why it'd be better if you had essentially, I don't know, 10, 15 real first team players, and then there was opportunities for the kids to come in when there was an issue. I just don't think we seem to want to have an insurance policy and then another insurance policy on top of that, and it creates more problems than it solves for me.
Yeah, completely agree with that one. Obviously Cooper will be that bit more forward thinking that Dane Murphy will be with. I mean, it was Dane Murphy's first proper appointment as chief executive, so, and obviously with Murphy trying to go back, building his philosophy, I mean, it could be Cooper as well, because obviously Cooper quite forward thinking with how he does things. Yeah. And also, way since Sean O'Driscoll.
Yes. No, it's going to be interesting, if nothing else. So, you know, let's have no drama. Let's have just enjoy it, see him at work, see what he does. And be like a normal team, even if we're not going to win the league, you win some games now and again, and you go for it from start to finish, and you take your chances, sort of thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dan. Hopefully, it's another good result, and hopefully, we can keep the ball rolling in the right direction.
I completely agree. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank you for watching and